Everest Live. How's it going? I hope our audio is working. Tell me if it isn't in the comments. It is May 16th. It's a super exciting day on Mount Everest. We are on the cusp of the first big wave of summits. There are a lot of people in Camp 4 right now getting ready to go for their big summit push late tonight, early tomorrow morning. We're really excited. Like, I think we're probably going to see, my guess is we're going to see between 80 and 100 summits tomorrow. Weather is looking great. The wind is dying down as we speak. And it is summit season is here. It's full on. And so now for every day, we're going to have great, exciting updates for you as people achieve their dreams by making it to the summit of Everest. So right now in Camp 4, there's a number of big teams. There's also a number of sort of smaller independent groups. Some big Chinese teams are making their way to the top. And of course, my friend and yours, Kami Rita, he, after we talked to him just 2 days ago, has waltzed his way up to Camp 4 like the man has done it 31 times before, which he has. So he's at Camp 4 poised to make history by getting his 32nd ascent of Mount Everest tomorrow morning. In other interesting news, Kristen Harila, we've been talking about her. She's doing her no oxygen triple crown, right? Trying to climb Lhotse, Nuptse, and Everest in one season without using oxygen. She's poised at Camp 3, and she'll be heading up to Nuptse late tonight. So hopefully we'll have some good news to share about her and the rest of the people on her team, which is like a team made up of a bunch of different expedition companies. They're all heading up Nuptse together. Nuptse is a super technical and tricky mountain, and her strategy is to get it out of the way first. We've been kind of listening to her on the radio, and seems like all systems are go. Other interesting Everest Base Camp news. Today there was a delegation of, I think, 9 Nepali government officials that flew up here on some helicopters. They got out, they looked around, made some speeches. They were on a sort of a, what's the word? Sort of like a reconnaissance trip, like Department of Tourism checking in, making sure everything's going great. Seems like they liked what they saw because they pretty quickly got on some helicopters and went back to Kathmandu. But that was the exciting news at base camp. The weather updates. Weather is also looking really, 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 really good. It seems like the weather window is opening, a few hours earlier than people had predicted. And right now, basically, as far as we can see in terms of accurate forecasting, there's good weather. So what we're also naturally seeing within the camp is, instead of this panic and this crush that everyone was so afraid of this year, there was this whole dialogue around, oh my gosh, the Serac is there, it's really late, it means there's going to be super traffic jams and chaos on the mountain. We are seeing a ton of teams modifying their plans to spread out the number of summits. It's not that tomorrow 90 people is a lot of people on the summit. People aren't going to be alone, but we're not going to see this crazy rush to the top to a point that it causes major issues. I'm feeling really confident, actually, that this weather window is a real gift, and it's going to allow us to have a really good and successful and relatively safe season moving forward. I really hope I'm right about that. It does seem like Mio Lung Sama, the goddess of Mount Everest, has given us a gift in this next week, and it's going to be really exciting to cover. So we have a special guest with us to answer your questions and to chat with you. It's someone we've been following this whole season. But before we turn to our special guest and maybe special guests, let's see what happens. There's a few Everest myths that have been floating around that I wanted to dispel. I got a lot of text messages this morning when I woke up, everyone asking me if I was okay. I was totally fine. We were up a little bit late. Benny showed up in the camp, as you saw. Usually that leads to a bit of a headache the next morning. Other than that, all systems were go for me. And then I realized that there'd been this viral news of a massive avalanche destroying Everest Base Camp. I can tell you that that didn't happen. It happened on the north side of Mount Everest, where there's a few Chinese research teams that are climbing the mountain there. That's a whole scene that we actually just don't have any comms or any access to. But I do want to say, Everest Base Camp on the Nepal side, everything here is hunky-dory, except the glacier's melting, and all of our tents are slowly tipping into the river at the bottom of the glacier. But I think we're going to survive that. Second Everest myth that I wanted to dispel. There are a few people that I've been just watching on Instagram and whatnot that are kind of talking about this like weather apocalypse that's going to happen on the mountain. I haven't seen any evidence of that. I think, like I mentioned earlier, we're actually in the middle of one of the greatest stretches of climbing weather that we've seen during an Everest season in many years. Third that I wanted to at least answer, dispel, is that I am married. Fourth is that these are things I'm pulling out of our comments. Sherpas on Mount Everest are not being paid in fentanyl. Just want to make sure everyone's clear on that. They are paid in money. And there really isn't much fentanyl here on Everest Base Camp or on the mountain that I can tell, if any. The drug of choice up here is kukri rum. So if you want to pay your Sherpas or tip them in an intoxicant, that's my advice. But without further ado, we are going to turn to our special guest here, who is looking, honestly, like super radiant and stronger and more clear-headed than almost anyone else at Base Camp, my friend and yours, Dr. Shauna Burke. Shauna, we're so happy to have you here. Will you scooch over just a little bit?
Of course. I'll cuddle up to you, Ben.
Thanks, dear. I just hope some of your good energy wears off on me. A couple questions to address before we get to Shauna. Does it feel like the season's going to be the safest yet? I'm not going to make any claims just out of, I feel like there's many different forces in the world, right? There's gravity, there's different types of energy, but there's also this big force of irony. So I'm not going to make any claims about the safety of the season for fear of tempting irony. So looking good so far. We'll see what happens. What's been going on in my comment section? I don't know, but keep it up because it's actually super fun. So Dr. Burke, hi.
Thanks for having me.
Welcome back to Base Camp.
Good to see you again.
You have been on this epically long rotation.
That I have.
And you've been doing dispatches for us from up high. Just tell us a bit about where you've been since we talked to you last, how you're feeling, and like where's your climb at right now in terms of like, you know, the process towards the top.
Yep. So I've done my rotation now up to Camp 3. So I spent 4 nights at Camp 2, touched Camp 3, set up our tent so it's ready for the summit push. We've got our oxygen ready at Camp 3, came back down to Camp 2, and then all the way back down to Base Camp. Had a great time at Camp 2, I have to say, a special experience because it was just me and 9 Sherpas. And I got to watch all that goes on within the climbing world with the Sherpas in terms of all the hard work that they do to enable us to be able to climb the mountain. So when I went up to do my rotation to Camp 3, and came back to 2, they set off at 9 p.m., climbed through the night, carrying loads to the South Col to Camp 4, all the way back down to Camp 2, smiles on their face, looked at me and said, "How did you sleep? Are you okay this morning?"
Yeah.
Fantastic people.
Yeah, that's amazing. 2 questions for you. The first question, I guess, is like most people don't spend 4 nights at Camp 2. Most people spend 2 nights at Camp 2. They go up to Camp 3. They come back down. Was there any particular reason that you spent so much time on the mountain on this rotation?
I guess really it's been quite some time since I had summited Mara Peak. So I was on Mara Peak, I would say probably about, I want to say 3 weeks ago now. Yeah. And I only spent 1 night at 6,000 meters. So I wanted to make sure I was really acclimatized at Camp 2 at 6,400 meters before going up even higher. Got it.
And it seems like that worked. How did you feel up there physically?
Yeah, it felt really strong.
Right on.
Felt really strong. Yeah, it was quite quick through the ice fall. From base camp to Camp 1. To Camp 1, it took me about 4 hours. And then about 2.5 hours to Camp 2. So we did it in 1 straight push.
Cool.
So feeling strong, feeling ready, and just can't wait to get up there.
Oh, it's so exciting.
And this is going to sound strange, Ben.
Yeah,
but
tell me.
I can't wait to get into the death zone. I can't wait to be at Camp 4 and to be on the brink of where human life is sustainable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm going to ask you the obvious question. Are you excited to get into the death zone because you're kind of living in the death zone? I mean, is there something there?
There's something there, definitely. I think the difference is with mountaineering, when you come off the mountain, you're no longer in the death zone.
Right.
With stage 4 cancer, you live with it consistently. It's always there.
Is there something, are you craving sort of, is there something like within you like that's so excited about that? Is there something part of you as well that's trying to come to terms with your cancer as well? Do you see what I'm saying? Like I'm just looking for the interplay between, and I know something we've talked about like ad nauseum since you and I started talking before you even came here. But I'm just very curious about like that idea that you're just so eager to push yourself into these places that most people would be really scared of. Is there something like are you finding some relief in being on the edge? Is it giving you something? Is it helping you grow in a certain way? I guess that's the question I want to ask.
I think being on the edge makes you feel alive more,
Yeah.
and there's nowhere else in the world that I feel more alive than when I'm in the mountains.
Yeah, right on.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah.
And so a second question I want to ask you, to get back to what you said earlier about your buddies at Camp 2 and all that. I've watched as the season has progressed, just through your own social media presence, through us hanging out, through just the base camp goings on, that your community has grown through this climb. Even just from when we met in Kathmandu till now, your community has grown and it's become really vibrant. And now it's including these Sherpas, you know. How has that felt for you? Is that feeding you? You know, just tell me where you're at. Just like, how's your heart and how's your community and how's all that going?
I'm completely overwhelmed by the response that I'm getting from people who are just saying I'm inspirational, and it'll make me cry right now because I'm just doing what I do, which is I love the mountains. I want to climb. I happen to have stage 4 cancer. Yep, it's not great, but I just do what I do, and I think I'm just so moved and touched by people who I think are following with me, and I'm sort of carrying them with me on this journey.
Yeah.
And I just feel so touched. I can't reply to everybody's comments, so I just want to say thank you to everybody because I just don't have time to reply to them all, but it means the world to me.
Absolutely. Well, you mean the world to us. I mean, it is really inspiring. I think part of what's so inspiring about your journey is that you're so genuine about it. You're not like influencering your way up the mountain. You're just being yourself. And yourself is such a beautiful thing, you know. It is, though.
Thank you.
That's why we're all so excited about you. Yeah.
I think my diagnosis, though, it taught me about how to live with radical authenticity. And so
go on.
For me, it's how do you live a life that's truly in line with who you are?
Yeah.
And I think when you know death is when you don't know exactly how long you've got, go for it. Just live in line with who you are, what your values are, and just go for it.
And isn't it amazing how when you embrace that, you start living in a way? You know, when you're authentically yourself, you suddenly become this like really vibrant version of your life that feels like you're truly living. Am I guessing right that that's how it feels?
You're spot on.
Yeah,
right on. Yeah.
Right
and
on.
I think it makes you reprioritize what's important in life.
Yeah.
And to strip away things that maybe you were doing before that didn't feed your soul,
mm-hmm.
and now that are feeding your soul.
Yeah.
And you do those things that feed your soul.
Right on. Amen. Well, we've got tons of questions. So you got a big heart. Thank you, Dr. Burke, for posting High in the Mountains. Honestly, never knew how big Camp 2 was. Also, we love your energy. A shout out to that. Shout out to Adam Sweeney and the Irish Everest team now in Camp 2. All right. Come on, the boys. There might be more Irish people showing up here in a second. They love your energy, Shauna. And my interest in Everest started during cancer treatment. I think for me, hearing the stories and watching the climbs was so different to being surrounded by cancer stuff all the time. I'm so impressed. Thanks, Katie4478. Anything you want to say to that? Or
yeah, just, I hope that my journey inspires other people and people who are struggling with any type of health challenge. And I think, it's in life, you have a choice in terms of how you react to difficulties in life. And I think if you can just continue to take that one step forward and find meaning and purpose in your life, I think that's what's important. For me, it's mountains. For other people, it'll be something entirely different.
Yeah, right on.
To find what that thing is and just keep going.
Right on. Right on. I think our other special guest is going to join us. Jam, you can sit on my lap if you want.
Thank you, but I'm okay.
Everyone, this is, many of you know, this is someone we've been following this whole season, but it's Jam McManus.
Hold on now.
When I asked you how to pronounce your last name, that's what you said.
Also, because your brain is small, I had to explain as you how to spell it. Yeah, but Jam McManus. Yeah.
Sorry, forgive me. We're getting a little
good.
punchy here at base camp.
Yeah.
But Jam, give us an update. Where are you at? What's going on? How close are you to taking off for Lhotse?
Yeah. So before I say that, Shauna, you're an absolute inspiration. Oh my God. What you're doing is so impressive. So yeah, thank you so much for sharing your story. I'm doing good. I don't have stage 4 cancer, so in a different place. So I'm finished my rotations as well. I've been resting down in Farice for a few days. Came back up yesterday, and looking to push up on the 18th morning for a summit on the 20th.
Right on.
Yeah.
And how are you feeling? Are you feeling rested and strong?
Bro, I was down in Farice. I was rested. Came up here last night, slept for 2 hours, and I've just been like, today, everything is wrong. Food's not good. I feel tired. Kind of want to go home.
Yeah.
But I'm sure I'll sleep good tonight, and I'll be like, woo, let's go.
All right. I like that attitude.
Yeah.
What's causing that lag? Do you think it's just base camp altitude? Is it fatigue? Is it?
No, I think I'm fresh. I just took a chopper up. So you're jumping 1,200 meters in one day. So I think that has an impact.
Yeah.
But yeah, I should be fine by tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're going to be.
I'm going up anyway, so whether I'm fine or not. So
yeah.
Right on.
Yeah. Right on.
Yeah.
If you guys have any questions for Jam or Shauna, send them in there. How do you take care of your body while you're up there? What do you use to fuel and maintain your health enough to push to your summit? So I'm going to have, this goes to both of you. Jam, why don't you answer that first?
Yeah. So basically, how do I maintain my health? Well, I think coming out here as fit as you can is super important. Having a massive aerobic engine makes a huge difference because your just body's under less pressure. And then you're trying to get calories into you as much as you can. So I'd have gels, and then I have rehydration salts with calories in it. So any way you can sneak food into you. One thing I would say, like on big mountain expeditions, what works for you one season, you may try the same thing the next season, and you won't eat it. Your body is super finicky up there. And for me personally, normally I like to eat like a horse. I'll eat anything, so.
Right on.
That's how I find it, yeah.
Yeah, and how about you, Shauna?
Yeah, I would echo exactly what you said. The only thing I would add to that for me is really crucial is hydration and electrolytes. The other one issue that I've got with one of the cancer drugs that I'm on is thermoregulation. So difficulties. So my body can all of a sudden experience like a hot flush, and then I can have cold sensitivity. So at Camp 2 on the 4th night, I was absolutely freezing, shaking in my -40 sleeping bag. I was in my summit suit, balaclava, and I was just in there shaking. I was so cold. So I have to learn how to sort of manage my regulating my body temperature, really.
Interesting.
So yeah, merino wool is super helpful for that. But
oh, no kidding. So you'll just wear like merino layers against the body?
Yeah, I've got a onesie.
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Great. Yeah.
Cool. Interesting.
But thermoregulation is such a challenge, especially between Camp 1 and Camp 2. It gets so hot up there. People think it's just so cold, and Everest are thinking like down suits and, like big boots.
Yeah.
But actually between 1 and 2, when the sun comes out and there's no wind, I don't know how hot it is. It's
like a solar cooker.
It's like, it feels like 45 degrees. And then the air is so thin. It's horrible up there.
Yeah.
It just freaks me out, to be honest. Yeah.
And then you lose the sun, and immediately it's freezing.
It can drop like 30 degrees. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Totally. We got another question. What is the general health challenges of being at altitude any length of time for Ben and Andy hanging out at base camp for so long? I mean, Andy and I really can't complain, but we do complain. Basically, though, living up above 5,000 meters for any extended period of time, your body just can't recover. You're just slowly deteriorating. Your body altitude, it kind of eats itself from the inside out. So what is it? I think people can live above 6,000 meters for 3 months, something like that. You can live above 7,000 meters for 3 weeks. So 5,000 meters, you can live here for 3 weeks or 3 months, but it takes a huge toll on your body. I feel like the reason Andy and I are just getting a little weird right now is that it's really hard to sleep, even though I take a half a dose of Diamox at night as sleeping pill, and I'm doing everything I can to sleep well. but you just don't get in. You don't get that deep REM sleep that you need. And it just like, piles up and piles up and piles up. Do you agree with that?
I do, yeah. But what's your secret for looking so sexy up there?
Fly a drone into your face and get plastic surgery. That's the way you stay so handsome. I just surround myself with beautiful people.
Yeah.
That's all.
Like Shauna.
Like you, Jam.
Yeah, thank you.
Does it rain or snow much? Do you get wet as well as cold? It's definitely been snowy. It's been a snowy spring. I think more than usual.
Yeah.
But in base camp, there's enough of these tents and stuff that you can avoid getting drenched. When you're up climbing, that's another part of the thermoregulation, right? Do you guys want to talk about that? Like layering and like how do you keep yourself dry and warm while you're climbing up onto the mountain?
There's a few tricks, isn't there? Like I know for me with my mountaineering boots, so during the day when it's really hot, they get really sweaty and wet. So at night I have to take the liner out and put them at the bottom of my sleeping bag in the hopes that in the morning they'll be dry.
Yeah.
So there's little tricks, there's things that you've got to do to make sure that your clothing is not soaking wet the next morning when you wake up and you've got to go again.
Totally. And how about for you? I mean, going without oxygen is much more difficult for your body to thermoregulate and stay warm, right?
Yeah. I think touching on that point of getting wet, like when you're going without O2, you're trying to go up there as light as possible. So in some situations, you're trying to leave base camp in a down suit, and if it gets hot, you can get very, very wet through sweat rather than in short, it's an absolute nightmare. And as the season goes on as well, it's getting warmer all the time. So thermoregulation is a massive challenge. But yeah, you just get on with it, don't you? And then like if typically like as you said, despite what a lot of people are going on about on social media about this really bad weather and sensational, we've got great weather. So if you do get wet up there, you have the opportunity to dry your stuff out pretty well. Yeah,
right
sure.
on. Yeah, totally. Let's see, we got a couple more, but Andy's screen went a little dark on me. Dr. Shauna, are there any other challenges unique to your situation that you've noticed that make this climb different to other climbs that you've done, to your other climbs?
To be fair, no. I think really, other than the thermoregulation and then having to take medication. So in the morning, there is one drug that I have to take that I can't eat for an hour afterwards, and I have to stay upright for an hour.
Wow.
So I sort of have to think about timing when I wake up in the morning, when I take my drugs. These drugs also I need to make sure I stay really hydrated. Difficult to do in high altitude.
It's super hard on your summit push.
Yeah, exactly. So my strategy really for me, hydration is massive. So I drink a lot of soup. I live off soup, electrolytes, water, just do whatever I can to just keep getting it in me.
So for most people on their summit push, they carry max 1.5 liters of water for your 20-hour push. How are you going to manage your hydration needs on your final day?
Yeah, so my strategy is always to hydrate as much as possible before I get out of my tent.
Yeah.
So I will drink like 2 liters as soon as I wake up in the morning, which is a lot.
Yeah.
So I go to the loo a lot,
which
is a pain. But yeah, so I try to hydrate before going, so I don't need quite as much when I'm on the summit push, because obviously weight's an issue. So it's always that trade-off, isn't it, with balance in terms of what you bring with you, what you don't, and how you manage it all. But thankfully, I have some experience from having summited before. So.
Do you have a pee bottle?
Of course. It's my best friend.
Do you have a pee bottle?
I do indeed.
I also have a pee bottle. It's critical.
It absolutely is.
Yeah.
I couldn't do this without it.
I'm a filmmaker and I admire great stories, which is why I thank Everest Live for bringing to light so many inspiring stories of overcoming adversity. It's inspiring to follow you. Thank you. Thank you so much. It's really inspiring for us to just be able to sit down at a table with people like this. It's the greatest thing about Everest Base Camp. Like, you can't empty your pee bottle without running into some inspiring person up here at Base Camp. Question for Jam. Berries or lions?
Oh, berries all day.
Yeah.
Do you understand that question?
No. Do you understand the question?
No, I don't.
So obviously Ireland is a cold, wet country in the west of Europe. We don't produce any tea ourselves, but we bag black tea to the highest standard in the world. Seriously, it's not a joke. It's like,
I'm with you.
Yeah.
Berries is
once you
your
make a cup of tea, like leave it for a minute, you could walk a mouse across the top of it. It's so thick. So,
yeah,
strong. And then there's 2 brands, Barry's or Lions, but Barry's is the best.
So then
divides the nation, I should say. Like,
oh really?
Oh yeah,
interesting.
Yeah.
And so you guys won't have like, what is it, like PG tips? Like there's all this other English stuff. Is that like verboten?
Just calm down there a second.
You started, man.
We take tea drinking pretty seriously, you know.
Okay.
I was once on an expedition to Denali and with 3 friends of mine, and somebody messed up bringing the tea.
They brought the wrong tea, or
no?
They
brought the tea, but they brought about 20 tea bags. So we had like 4 teacups lined up, you know. And what happened is you got the fresh tea bag in if you went first, and the next person got a few swooshes, and then the third person like maybe 10 seconds, and then the 4th person got to keep the tea bag.
Oh wow!
And then we dried the tea bag out on a clothesline and used it again the next day. No, I'm joking about
that. But this was like traumatic.
Oh, it was a disaster. Like we nearly had to cancel the whole expedition, man. We don't not enough tea, you know.
Did you bring tea with you for this trip?
I didn't.
Is that why maybe you're not feeling great?
Could be. Yeah.
Send the man some berries.
Yeah,
Send the man some berries. Please. Hi, Mark from Wisconsin. He's loving the Everest coverage. Thank you so much. When you're climbing, do you think about anything beyond the mountain? Shauna, you want to take that one first?
Yeah, I think the vast majority of the time you're in the moment. You're just focusing on one foot in front of the other. You're so focused on your surroundings. You're paying attention to any sound, any crack, any, what's going on in the environment. So it really forces to bring you in the present moment and live in the here and now. Occasionally, you have times when the mind wanders in the mountains, and I think, you do reflect on life. And there's times that I've had, when I've been up at Camp 2 or even Camp 3, where you'll have these moments where you think about what is the meaning of life. And, I think being connected to the mountains and something much bigger than you are is quite a special thing. And it's,
really?
Yeah. So a bit of both.
How about you? Do you get like a song stuck in your head?
Sometimes.
Which song?
Yeah. Oh, I couldn't say. But yeah, it's interesting. It depends what's going on in the mountain. If it's busy, if the weather is bad or you're struggling a little bit, you're in the moment. But then sometimes you drift off and think about anything, I should say.
Yeah.
But I mean, one of the great privileges of doing this kind of thing is you step out of your life and you've the opportunity to kind of reflect on what you're normally doing and really see what's good and bad about that. But yeah, and then going without oxygen, you become so hypoxic. I use a little alarm on my watch to try and remind me to eat and drink every 30 minutes. Otherwise,
interesting.
Yeah.
So you like lose track of time and space.
Oh yeah, especially above 8,000 meters without O2, your brain becomes almost like a cabbage. That's the best way of putting it.
So it's not uncommon for climbers to hallucinate, right? So sort of hear orchestras or see phantom companions. It happens to me on oxygen. Has it happened to you?
Yeah, I've definitely hallucinated for sure. Yeah, hallucinated last year on Makalu. Nothing to that kind of creative genius, but yeah, definitely imagine things that were not there for sure. Yeah.
Well, and you had a real hard time on that trip, right?
Yeah, Makalu. Yeah, well, so I was pushing probably 18 hours on the summit day, and it just became very hypoxic. So I hallucinated and eventually fell asleep on the fixed rope, and thankfully I had a Sherpa there to wake me up, and then we went back down again. Yeah. So I had to turn around about 160 meters from the top.
Yeah.
Well, I lived to tell the tale.
You did. Yeah. And you lived to come climb Lhotse again.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So we're going to kind of rock through some of these. Is the bathroom question open to ask? Well, I brought it up. I talked with pee bottles because I hate walking with bare feet on the cold floor. I don't know if I could pee in negative 12 degree weather. Everybody has their own special combination of a certain bottle or type of bottle or system where you can pee in your sleeping bag and dispose of it later outside of your sleeping bag.
Yeah.
I haven't managed the trick of in with sleeping bag though. I
have to get out.
I need some tips here, guys.
I don't know if we're anatomically qualified to give you advice on this one.
Yeah.
It's a little easier.
We're at an anatomical advantage. Yeah. The one thing I use is an Analogene bladder. Bladder. They're great. Yeah, they're awesome.
Totally. I have this fear. This is too much information. I've already said it. Too much information. I have this fear of peeing so much that I'm going to overflow my pee bottle.
Yeah,
it's real.
But then I learned that the human bladder is only 600 milliliters.
Mine's more than 600. Honestly, I'm a big horse. Like,
How many? No,
I don't know, but I definitely like. There's no way I go up there with a leader. Like a leader analogy would freak me out. Like,
yeah, no, totally.
Yeah.
It hasn't happened to me yet.
Yeah.
But any update from River? Has she left ABC yet? Yeah, absolutely. We talked to River today. We're meeting her tomorrow morning. River had a bit of a hiccup. There was a moment where her expedition operator sort of decided that they weren't going to let her climb until she paid the full amount. I don't know if you remember, but she kind of had this deal where she paid 50% and they were going to let her climb. There was some negotiations. Thankfully, River worked it out. There was a bit of a panic yesterday, but tomorrow night she's heading up, and she'll keep us posted. You might see her here 24 hours from now. Let's see what happens. But she's doing great. The coverage this year is next level. Thanks. I'm loving all the Sherpa interviews and coverage of local people. So are we. Thanks for that. We did a couple great interviews today too. Andy and I, because we're getting more stupid by the minute, our editing has slowed down as well, but we have so many amazing stories in the pipeline that are going to be coming out over the next couple days. So please stay tuned, like, and subscribe. What kind of tea are folks drinking? I mean, I feel like we've covered this. I drink a ton of coffee.
you got coffee up here, yeah.
It's a lot more coffee. There's
Yeah.
tea around. It's kind of the fruity stuff, unless you're bringing your own.
Yeah, you got your lemon ginger, you got your peach, apple,
Mint.
well, mint. Yeah.
But the key is if you get hot lemon with honey, they just take like this like lemon juice, lemon squash, and they mix it with honey and hot water, and it's really great. It cures the Kumbu cough. Is there anything missing from base camp that the climbers would like to see there? That's an interesting question.
That's a big question. It's very luxurious up here, isn't it? Really, up across the board.
It is and it isn't.
It isn't.
I feel like it is luxurious, but I also feel like it's still kind of hard.
Yeah, the altitude makes it hard.
Yeah, but in terms of like being looked after and taken care of,
Yeah.
I'm not wanting for anything. Are you?
I can't believe the difference from 2005 when I was last here
Oh,
in
yeah.
terms of the infrastructure. Like,
That's
to
way
me,
different.
this is luxurious for me.
Yeah.
But I'm comparing it 21 years ago. So.
Yeah, totally. I guess we're not wanting for anything
No.
at base camp, you know?
Not like a company like yourselves.
Exactly.
What do I need?
Is the north face of Everest more difficult to navigate? The north face of Everest, from my understanding, and we can all chime in on this, but from what I understand, the north face of Everest, we were talking about this last night with a bunch of mountain guides that stopped by after. Benny's sort of like a magnet. Like he shows up in your camp and then all of a sudden, all these other mountain guides show up. The north side of Everest is easier in the sense you can drive to base camp and you're walking on a ridge. So you're not going through the icefall. You're not exposed to rockfall. But on the north side, the climb is a lot longer and colder. The summit push is a lot more difficult. You have these 3 major steps you have to go over to get to the top. Rescues are more difficult from that. I'm very grateful we talked about this with Arnold Koster like a few hours ago, so I can really make it sound like I know what I'm talking about. But I do have to give credit to Arnold for that. So I think on the north side, what you see is less crowding, but I think physically speaking, that climb is much more demanding than it is on the south side. And so we're almost done here, folks. What percentage of climbers have now moved up the mountain? 25%, I think. What do you think, Arnold? 25? About a quarter, I would say. Maybe 25, 30, because you've got people that are going for the summit now. You've got people coming behind them. So maybe it's like a little more than 25 to 30, but, about a quarter. Can you climb while listening to music, or is that dangerous? Do electronics even work?
They definitely work. I don't listen to music up there.
Yeah.
Maybe on the trek into base camp, but no, not so much higher up for sure. Yeah.
I don't either. No, I'm always paying attention to sort of what's going on around me.
Yeah.
So
I do feel like in the high mountains, your sense of sound is a really crucial way of staying alive. And listening to the way that the sound's making avalanches, rockfall. So yeah, I would be loath to listen to music up there as well. Sage tea is good for temperature regulation. Well,
good tip.
there
Thank
you have it.
Mhm.
But I feel like you're gonna stick with your
Oh yeah.
your main brand.
I'm messing with that.
All right, and last one. Thank you so much. I have a temperature regulation issue at sea level, so going to try Sage Tea. Excellent. Report back. Let us know how it goes. Thanks, everyone, for all the questions. Thank you so much, Shauna. Thank you so much, Jam, for being like our best friend here at Everest, at Everest Live. We love it when you drop in. You're our best friend, too.
Oh, thank you.
But thanks, everyone in our
Thank you.
community here and there. We'll talk to you again tomorrow with some exciting summit updates. Have a great day, everybody. We'll catch you later.
See ya.